The majority of people in my family have the disease and I have mobility impairment. And I graduated from engineering school, so I wanted to do something for them.
We're meeting the makers of an exoskeleton suit, which is helping walking impaired people regain mobility. Matthieu Masselin is CEO and one of the founding members of Wandercraft, along with Nicolas who came up with the initial idea. The pair are on a mission to use state-of-the-art robotics to create a lighter, self-balanced exoskeleton. But before we hear more about their journey, here's how the suit works.
C'était nouveau pour moi parce que quand je marchais avant, j'avais toujours une aide. Et là, j'ai plus besoin d'aide. Et donc, je me sens autonome.
16-year-old Oscar Constanza has a genetic neurological condition that means his nerves don't send enough signals to his legs. This exoskeleton is now giving him some degree of independence. Fastened to his shoulders, chest, waist, knees and feet, it allows Oscar to walk across the room and turn around. One of the engineering minds behind the invention is Constanza's own father, Jean-Louis.
Si on fait tout ce travail, c'est parce qu'on est sûr que dans 10 ans, il y aura plus ou beaucoup moins de fauteuils roulants. Le fauteuil roulant, c'est une anomalie. Avant de faire des voitures autonomes, on aurait pu faire une marche autonome.
Jean-Louis there, who worked alongside CEO Matthieu and Nicolas in founding Wandercraft. Nicolas, there's obviously a lot of personal history invested into Wandercraft, which is now selling exoskeletons to hospitals in the US, France and Luxembourg for 176,000 apiece. Tell us about your personal motivation for coming up with this idea.
I have a family with a genetic disease, which is called Charcot-Marie-Tooth. It came from my grandmother, and she had 10 children, and 7 of them are sick, including my father, who had 3 children, and 2 of them were sick, so my brother and my sister. So the majority of people in my family have the disease, and I have mobility impairment. And I graduated from engineering school, so I wanted to do something for them.
So you started thinking about the idea from quite a young age, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, I started to think about solution. At the beginning, I was thinking of doing medicine studies, but I got into engineering. So when I graduated from engineering, I thought about robotics because at the time, Boston Dynamics, the first video of Boston Dynamics were appearing on the internet. And it was very inspiring. And I thought to myself, okay, this is incredible technology, and I want to apply it to the mobility impairment problems.
Matthieu, Nicolas got you on board quite early on and you became CEO. Tell us about how you built the company.
When you want to build a company, the most important thing is human beings, because a company is only a group of human beings that work together toward a shared goal. So we invested a lot of time and energy, and also some money, but mostly time and energy, in building the best team we could to address the challenge we were facing. And so it was very difficult, and it still is difficult, because what we are looking for are individuals that are both extremely talented and extremely skilled in their knowledge field, but at the same time that are team player and that are willing to work together as a team toward our goal, which is to make the walking impaired walk again.
Nicolas, I wanted to ask, there are lots of other exoskeletons being developed at the moment. Why is yours different to the others?
So in my family, people have their arms that are sick and they cannot use crutches. So for me, it was evident that an exoskeleton shouldn't need crutches. So we developed from the start an exoskeleton with 12 degrees of freedom that is able to make people walk again without crutches. So for that, we needed to build the exoskeleton with 12 degrees of freedom, but also to design the algorithm that make it safe to walk with in the street in their real life. So the algorithm was a real difficulty because it's when we started, it was still we still needed to do science discovery.
Matthieu, it sounds like it's becoming a more competitive environment out there with other exoskeletons being developed. How do you stay ahead of the competition?
So once again, I would say that the best asset a company can have is its people. So you have to keep them motivated and willing to stay in your environment. And the best way to do that is to create an environment where they're going to feel welcome, valued, and they will learn a lot. So this is where our position is very interesting, because we've built a team of top talents in each of their respective fields. And so it makes other people really eager to come and join this team, because they will learn by working alongside the other people. And the people that are already in place will be happy to get these new, young, very talented people, because they bring something to the table.
Nicolas, you began with the vision for this exoskeleton. What's your vision for where you want the company to go in the future?
So my dream is to see our own exoskeleton in the street one day, with people using it like you see people in wheelchair, and it seems natural to everybody that people can walk even if their legs are not functioning normally. And I think we are not quite far from this, and I hope we will do it in the 5 to 10 years we have in front of us.
That's a very exciting thought. Matthieu, both of you have spoke a lot about how important the team is. How do you keep your team motivated and happy? I think especially at the moment, given the fact that we're all having to adapt to quite challenging working environments over the last year or so.
So one thing we do is we get them to see the results of their work. To be even more concrete, we get them with our clients, with our users, and each and every one of them gets to see how its work impacts the lives of the people it was made for.